news for sports cars. So Porsche recently released their sales figures for 2024.
Yeah.
And some interesting things in there. I'm going to start with the non-sports cars and just talk about that a little bit. Taycan sales volume went down.
How? They didn't sell it in 2023.
Down. So they went down, they decreased 37.3%. They sold 4,747 units last year versus
so they went down
7,000.
like
The
1,000
theme
units.
of this
2,000
news
units.
section is that EV sales are not doing so hot.
Right.
Speaking of, by the way, EV sales.
Oh, well, hold on. I'll get there. Hold your horses. So Panamera sales also down.
Yeah.
Macan sales also down. Cayenne sales
Okay,
up.
to be fair, the
1957
Macan had been
units.
out in the same exact form for 10 years.
I agree.
There is a brand new one though.
But then
They didn't deliver
we
any
get
in
to the
2024.
sports.
There's a brand new
They
electric one.
didn't deliver any in 2024.
And
to be
sales
honest.
are still down.
But then we get to the sports cars. The 911 sold 14,128 units in the US. That's 4,436 over 2023. So sales are up with the 911.
20%, 21.
That's a big number.
It's a big number. And the 718 Boxer and Cayman, despite the fact they're going to kill it in October, they said that they were up 1,172 units over 2023. They sold 5,698 of them versus 4,400.
25%.
That's also 20%.
25.9%. Yeah.
Wow.
up. So it's clear that Porsche, who makes
Now,
great sports cars, that's what people want.
The 992.2 is responsible for some of this because
Wasn't really out.
just
though.
barely out,
Just
right?
barely out.
Not
Yeah,
anymore.
barely out. But I mean,
Not
GT3
that long
sales
term.
are strong.
Okay.
Like, people want.
Here's the
sports
question:
cars.
how the hell does this company come out with an electric Boxster and Cayman?
I know. They must be thinking, it's no wonder they push it back. They're like, are we sure you
They're not
wanna
ready to.
do
They
this?
apparently they're comfortable letting a Macan sit for 10 years, but I don't think they do that for.
It is
these.
interesting that Macan EV has come out parallel to Macan
I
Gas.
started to see more Macan EVs.
Same. And by the way, I had a Macan EV. I'm going to have a review up in a couple of weeks, but I drove it. It was great.
It's great.
However, it's still a very expensive electric car.
And not enough range.
I will
Kinda
say
niche.
the Taycan and the Macan, perfect candidates for EV conversion. I mean, they're cars you drive around. I hate to say it, but the Macan is not the special car. Like going to electric. It's not like anybody's gonna be like, oh, but the sound of the old turbo 4-cylinder is,
Right.
Well,
No.
it's a utility. These are experiential fun cars. Nobody needs a sports car. People want and desire a sports car. And people with money want a Porsche, and they want a driving experience, which is further emphasized by the sales figures on their best sports cars.
It's also interesting.
clear.
We talked last week about how Mustang sales are down. The Camaro's gone. Supra sales are down. Maybe the bottom part of the market doesn't have disposable income, but clearly the wealthier buyers are still buying sports cars. It's not that two-door coupes are dead. It's that cheaper ones are. Those people can't afford them anymore. But 911 buyers doing what?
Long
Doing great.
live the sports car.
long live the gas-powered
Powered sports
manual
car.
transmission, rear-wheel drive sports car.
Like the Nissan Z.
What an unbelievable news segment. When we started this pod, which was about a year ago, I would never have guessed that in a year we'd be talking about how EVs are getting canceled before even going into production and that gasoline-powered sports
Chrysler,
cars
we're
are
not
up.
drawing any takeaways from this.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. Chevy should have canceled their EVs before they went into
I
production.
love the Equinox. What other car can you
You
lease
know
for
what? You're
$84
right.
a month?
You're right. The dude on Reddit who got a one-pay lease for $1,500 for 2 years and is paying an effective $81 a
Don't
month.
you want that? I want that.
Yeah, but the point is the car is not sellable at its actual price. At $81 a month, that's like a $13,000 car. But it's got a 50 sticker.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Porsches, these aren't selling for $40,000 off, I'll tell you that.
Nope.
Look, I speak, I believe on behalf of all car enthusiasts when I say let the EVs burn, let them suffer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
All right.